Is the Ford Performance by Borla Sport exhaust not quite loud enough for you? Well, today we're going to show you an even more extreme option. This is the Ford Performance by Borla Extreme Cat-Back exhaust system fitting your 2018 Mustang GT when not equipped with the active exhaust option. This is made of 304 stainless steel featuring mandrel-bent 2.5-inch pipes through the Ford Extreme mufflers, in this case ending instead of carbon fiber tips. Now this includes an X pipe and is available with your choice of a carbon fiber, a black, or a polished tip. For this installation, you'll need a lift or a jack and jack stands, 3/8 ratchet, 13mm socket, 15mm socket, and an exhaust hanger removal tool. Our 2018 GT already had an aftermarket exhaust, so we removed it before we began the installation, but the process is pretty simple. Now if you need details, watch one of our other videos, there's plenty out there. But all you gotta do, loosen these bolts here, move the two bolts up here for the clamps, slide it back, and then slide it off. Okay, we'll start by grabbing our Ford Performance X pipe. You're gonna slide that into the factory clamps. What we're gonna do now is just snug this down. We'll actually tighten it later when we do our adjustments. Now we can move on to the tailpipe. Make sure you grab the right side. They are labeled. Take the original hanger and put that on there. Grab a clamp and slide the pipe on the mid pipe. Put the hanger into place. Put the hanger in place, reinstall the original bolt and tighten it down. We're also going to snug this clamp up as well. Again, don't tighten it all the way. Just snug it up for now. Okay, now grab our extreme mufflers and put a clamp over the end. Start by putting it into the hanger at the back first. Be careful of your valance. Line it up and slide it over the mid pipe. Now we'll snug this clamp down and then go back through and adjust everything else. And then once you're done, you repeat the process on the other side. All right, our extreme exhaust fits well and the carbon fiber tips look really cool. Let's hear how it sounds. That cold start is quite loud as we expected. For an exhaust called the Extreme, it's raspy, it crackles, definitely on the louder side. Let's take it out on the road. So I've always loved the Ford Performance by Borla Sport system. So when I heard for 18 they're gonna have a third, I was actually very intrigued because I always liked, I thought the Sport had a very S-type sound. And Borla always had the Attack, which is kind of the next step up, but Ford stopped with the Sport, which again was similar to the S-type. So with the Extreme now, Ford has a louder option, more along the lines of a course Extreme, a Borla Attack, something along those lines. And so far it's impressive. I mean, like I said, when you're giving it gas, when you're on it, it gets louder. I mean, it sounds same tone as the Sport, just a little more volume overall. But like the Sport and all the other Borla systems they make for Ford, highway speeds, it's gone. No drone, no issues, no worries at all. When you need it, you hit the throttle, I mean, and it gets loud in a hurry. The other thing I'll say about the Extreme is I've heard some systems that we've put on cars in the past that customers love. I mean, I'll use the 15 through 17 resonator elite with the Roush axle back. It was a popular system. Customers loved it. To me, it was too loud. Like it was just too much raw sound, which I know some people like. The Extreme isn't like that. It is loud when you get on it. When you're in a confined area, it gets extremely loud actually, but it's not painful, not obnoxious, not over the top. Basically, in my opinion, kind of just loud enough to warrant that name Extreme, without being like extremely painful to drive. cruising around, and normally it's like, yeah, it's aftermarket. There's no doubt about it. It's louder than the factory exhaust system is. But again, it's not crazy loud. I mean, people are going to hear it. You're going to hear it inside the car. But with the 18s, with the sound deadening being as good as it is, you can have a system like this, and with the windows up, you could have a conversation normal, no issues at all. But the windows down, yeah, okay, then it gets a little bit louder. But again, perfectly livable. I mean, it's a nice combination of taking the sport up a notch, but without crossing the line. And like the other Ford Performance systems, high quality materials, 304 stainless steel, it's all mandrel-bent, you got that nice X-pipe, the mufflers are really nicely made, and then again, your choice of the 3 tip options, so it really allows you to customize the system the way you want. One other thing I noticed with the system too is you don't get a lot of like the crackles and stuff. Like some of the other systems, when you get off the gas, the acceleration, you get a lot of pops, crackles. Here you get a little bit with this system, but it's a larger muffler they use. It does a good job of keeping that down. So if you're not looking for that kind of sound, another reason to consider this system. The other thing nice about Ford system is, like I said before, you got options. And not only do you have 3 choices of tips, you have 3 different sound levels. You have the Touring, which is designed to be factory volume. So that one is a 50 state legal, no issues anywhere. Better tone, but same volume. Then the Sport, which used to be the loud one, now falls right in the middle. The Sport system is going to be louder than the Touring by a good amount. Have a really nice, healthy sound to it, but again, not over the top. And again, if you're looking for something that is loud, but again, perfectly livable for normal driving, the Extreme is a very good option. The Ford Performance by Borla Extreme Cat-Back is exactly as advertised. The carbon fiber tips look great on the car, and the system is very, very loud in your face, as you would expect it to be. As far as the installation goes, just like any other Cat-Back, pretty straightforward. Take you about an hour and a half to 2 hours tops, and back on the road in no time.